day traders. What's going on? It's May 21st, 2019. Had one trade. It's not even 11:45 yet, not even noon. I wanted to get this in there because it was a quick trade I had that was both good and bad. It's the only trade I took today, and that was Ctrip International. And I'll show you why I got into it. This pattern that kind of alerted me to it. Usually I have this wedge scan, this trade ideas wedge scan that I created that looks for stocks that are moving up along VWAP, the purple line, and approaching the 200 moving average on a 5-minute chart. And I like that because quite often when you get that little wedge forming, you see this little wedge, you get a little pop over that, especially when the 200 moving average is kind of flat and the VWAP is moving up. When they cross, sometimes you get a little pop when the stock crosses above it. But that didn't show up in the scan. I think it didn't have enough volume or some parameter just prevented it from showing up in this scan. It showed up in my gappers list. There it is right there. This is a top list, so it showed up pretty much all day right from the beginning of the day because it did gap. I'll show you the gap. So that was yesterday, this little green right above the 200 moving average on this daily chart. And I like the fact that it gapped up from there, and there's this big red bar here, so that could possibly fill that void, not void, but fill that space right there, coming back possibly to the opening of 2 days ago. That was just an alert popping up. That is actually my wedge alert. I'll show you. So NVAX, it's telling me is approaching view. Yeah, so this wedge scan that I have that looks for stocks that are above VWAP approaching the 200. This is a little choppy, so I probably wouldn't ever take this. But that's what it's looking for, and because I like that pattern, it really does tend to provide good trades. But this particular stock, Ctrip, didn't pop up into that scan, like I said, but it still fit that pattern, so that's why I liked it. So I took it right when it got to that 200 moving average. You can see a big red bar here, but that was just a little pullback, and then I was rewarded with a little jump there. But getting back to the yearly, you can see that it was down for the last few weeks, and maybe possibly bouncing off the 200. So when I saw it here, when it opened the day, I said, maybe there's something to it, because it had a big kind of like a hammer here to start the day, then pushed up, and then look at this little sideways action, almost like an A, B, C, D pattern. So A, B, C, D was what we were looking for. Got it. I just got out a little too early, but still decent. So I got in at 37.16 right here. And when it popped over here, it started moving really fast. And on my 8 EMA chart, you can see how it's kind of moving a little far away from the 8 EMA. So I got a little nervous. I said, you know what? It reached my first target here at 37.45, so I'm going to get out. So I got in at 37.16 and got out at 37.45, so almost 30 cents, and which was good. A 30-cent gain. If you have 1,000 shares, it's a nice $300 day. But look what happened. It kept going up. It's already at 38. I should expect that given this yearly chart, because it could recover this down day from 2 days ago. It had a lot of room to move. I just got a little nervous, and that's part of the emotions of day trading. You really have to control that. Management is so key, that your emotions play in. It's basically, trading is based on fear, and greed, most people say, are the two emotions that will mess you up. Your fear of losing, fear of missing out. The greed is, well, I'm going to stay in a little long because I know, I want to make money off of this trade, and I don't want to get out at my stop, and that'll mess you up. Always obey your stops, and you'll eventually end up doing well. It just is when you don't obey your stops, that you end up getting really screwed over, because a stock will just keep going down, and you just get stubborn, and eventually you're going to have to bite the bullet. So, but here, this pattern was really nice. It was nice and tight, moved up, started going sideways a little here in my little wedge pattern, which I liked, so I got in, and it was a really great trade. This would have been an A trade for me if I had just stayed in a little longer. But these big 3 green bars here kind of made me nervous that there was going to be a bit of a pullback, and I just didn't want to lose any of that gain that I had. But of course, it didn't do that. It didn't pull back. It just kept moving. Still, good trade, 30 cent, almost 30-cent gain. And now it's probably up. Where did I get in at? 37.16. So yeah, it's been up 80 cents since where I got in. So that's a big trade. So, but that's it for today. That's the only stock I have. only trade I have, and I'll be looking for stuff later in the afternoon, but this held me over for at least the morning. So that's it. See you guys maybe later today. If I have another trade, I'll post another video. Good luck.